Hi, I'm Magdalena Curtis, and the work that I do is radical embodiment. So I have been on fire with this sense of a new quality of the sisterhood. And for me, it is very personal, as it is for you, I'm sure. Each one of us as women is part of a sisterhood, whether we are able to acknowledge that or not. And so some of the things that have risen up for me over my lifetime is a noticing of a quality of judgment, an inability to sometimes connect with other women deeply and intimately, a fear of allowing my vulnerability to show because perhaps, what's going to happen? They're going to take something from me. I'm going to show my underbelly, and instead of being, in charge and on top of things, and or some of these qualities of jealousy, comparison. So I think I can say pretty honestly for myself, these have all run through me, and I can also probably say that I think probably at least one of you out there has had some of these things happen inside of you around relating to women and other women. So when I talk about the sisterhood, what is it? What is it for me? For me, it is a global sisterhood. This is a connection to all women. And for me, that resource is our womb space. Even if you don't have a literal womb anymore, you have a womb space. This connects us. This makes us one whole. We are all women. And all women are sisters, ultimately. Now, how do we develop the discernment? How do we develop the ability to both be deeply, deeply connected to our sisters, and also to understand when some of our sisters are perhaps acting out of behaviors that are bred from probably from trauma, etc. And maybe they're behaving really horribly in the world. Do we just say, I support you in your behavior? No, this is not about behavior. This is about understanding that there's enough inside of you. If you're tapping down and in, if you're connecting with source, if you're connecting with your depth, if you're spending enough time with yourself, cultivating this deep wisdom, allowing your words and your thoughts and your deeds to rise up from there as an offering in the world, you're going to be able to discern that perhaps this other woman is behaving in a way that you don't relate to and you don't want to support. You can still support her, elevating her behavior. You can still support her as a sister, and then activate yourself around those sisters that are closest to you, that you feel deep connection with, and start to question some of the thoughts perhaps that you have about the ways that you maybe are limiting yourself as a woman, the ways that you might be limiting your own expression in the world for fear of disturbing other women, for fear of being too much, or hearing, who do you think you are? And then doing that to your sisters, even those sisters you love. Sometimes don't you find yourself kind of chilling them a little bit? So even internally, so how, and I'm going to keep saying this, how we find this resource so that we can be generous with our love, we can be generous with our support, is by going down and in, spending some time with ourselves, a practice every day, really accessing the womb space. For me, it's the womb breath. And this is a long, slow, deep breath through the nose, inhaling through the nose, inhaling the energy up from beneath you, and exhaling with an open mouth. Touching your actual womb space, doing that even just 3 times in the morning. Start to make your connection known with the earth. Start to allow yourself to be supported by the earth. So that's just a really simple practice to start with. I have a lot more to say on this subject, so you can tune in with me at magdalenacurtis.com and with further videos here. So thanks so much.